Hi, BookTube. This is Johnny. I'm just sitting here reading the new annotated Frankenstein by... Well, Frankenstein was written by Mary Shelley, but the annotated, this is edited with foreword and notes by Leslie S. Klinger. So I'm reading this. I'm on page 64. I do read some of the annotations on the side, but just been reading the text. Never read Frankenstein. I've been wanting to for a long time. I have a copy of Frankenstein down in the lower level, but it's an 1823 edition. It's not the original 1818 edition, which was the first one. Mary Shelley revised it and then changed it and added to it over the years. So yeah, I was reading that, and before that I was reading that book, Conversation, A History of Declining Art by Stephen Mellor. So yeah, today is August the 18th. It's a Friday. It's 4:50 late afternoon. I already put my diary away for the day. I ended it on page 750 today. I should hit, let me see, I should probably hit 765, maybe 770 this month. Usually when my wife is gone, my wife's leaving early Tuesday morning for Denver and be gone 6 days, and I'll probably sit here for 6 days writing, talking to myself, and that's what I will do. But today I had to go out and do some errands. I had to go and mail something. I mentioned I was going to mail these used books that a friend of mine in BookTube world asked for, and I sent those to her. And then I had to return a book that my wife had gotten out of the library, our local library. And so when I was there at the local library, I went down to the Book Nook, and I looked around and I found this book by Anne Bronte, Agnes Grey, with the memoir of her sisters by Charlotte Bronte. And I found this book. I have this series in our library of classics, Reformed Spirituality. This is put out by a Puritan Dutch group in Grand Rapids. This is Duties of Parents by Jacobus Koelman. This is translated out of Dutch by John Vriend, and this was first published in 1769. This is Duties of Parents. It's $1. It retails, I think, for, $15. I wanted to just add to the other ones I have in our library of this Classics of Reformed Spirituality. And then I picked up this book at the Book Nook, Evicted, Poverty and Profit in the American City by Matthew Desmond. So I got those at the Book Nook. And then after the Book Nook, I came home. And my wife was gone. Well, she left right after I got home. She was... they had a big potluck for a retiring nurse at the hospital, and she was helping to do that. So she got home at 3 o'clock, and now she's sleeping because she has to go to work at 8 o'clock tonight. And I'm just sitting here reading Frankenstein. Today I woke up feeling kind of freaked and kind of anxious, which is not normal for me. But I was going to make a video tonight, and I probably will, about the books that I got with my Amazon gift cards that my daughter Beth and my son Caleb gave me for my birthday, 65th birthday. But I'm sitting here and I wanted just to say some words about what I'm reading and what I got at the Book Nook, and that I was thinking about BookTubes. I was thinking in the context of conversation. Been reading that, and you often hear in BookTube world, well, I started a BookTube because I wanted to talk to people about books. People say in BookTube, I don't know anybody in my public life or in where I live personally that I can talk to about books. So I decided what I would do is I would start a BookTube channel and share with people my love for books. And so they started. And then I think some people find out that it's not satisfying. It's not. You can make a video and you can talk into a camera and tell people about, you can review books, you can show people your library, books on your shelves, you can show people your book hauls, you can show people what you got at the library or whatever. But is that truly, maybe there's something in having a flesh-to-flesh contact with another bookworm, with another book lover, sitting down and having a physical person in front of you who you can look at and have physical contact with. I think some people get disillusioned with BookTube because they think, well, this is going to be a satisfying intellectual kind of experience, and it winds up being a dud, and so they leave, or they just find it not satisfying, which is fine. But in my case, I can make videos every day, and the reason why is because I've been writing in an online diary since March 2001, and I've been keeping a diary since at least 1975, and it's totally absurd. No one's going to read my diary. No one's going to look at my online diary. It's not going to last. I've written, like I said, I've written 750 pages in my 2017 diary. I have downstairs diaries going back to 1978, and it's just sitting down there in the lower level, and no one's ever gonna read it, and it's kind of absurd that I sit down every day and I write, and I can sit down every day and I can read books. I can sit down every day and stare into this camera and make a video, and to be honest, it's kind of absurd. Does it really have any purpose, any meaning? I don't really get any satisfaction out of it. I just do it because if you're going to pass time in this world, you have a certain amount of time. You're born, you die, and I'm 65 years old. I'm no longer in the work world, which I'm very thankful for because I hated my job when I was working. I like being at home. I like being here, writing in my diary, reading my books, and living. If I did not live by faith, to me is absurdity. But by faith, I believe that my life does have meaning, even though it escapes me. So I kind of live by faith. I make videos by faith. I read by faith. I exist by faith. I talk by faith. Because I can't really give you a solid, rational reason why I should. Because, like today, I was down at the Book Nook and I was talking to one of the volunteers. And as I was talking to him, I noticed he didn't give a shit what I said. And I was trying to be friendly, trying to be open, trying to be personal, trying to reach out, be sociable. And I could tell by looking into his face that he didn't even really was aware of my existence. He could care less what I was saying. He didn't really care. And that's the way it is in the world. Most people don't even really care if you live or die. I'm blessed that I have a loving wife, and I have loving children and grandchildren, and I do have that sustain me in this world that to me is just full of just, I'm walking among the living dead. But so that's what's on my mind. So I think about conversation, the history of a declining art. Well, from a Christian perspective, you talk about, as a Christian is to talk, to edify other Christians, to build them up, to speak encouraging words, to speak words of grace, speak words of peace, words of righteousness, words of love, words that point people to Christ. You're to use your conversation in a way to be a blessing. But here I sit inside this house, talking into a camera and writing online diaries to people I don't know even if anybody ever reads me. And here I sit writing in my diary that's never going to be read. And so at times it gets kind of absurd. So I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. And maybe what people out there who get discouraged in making BookTube videos, just do it because it's absurdity. Why not? Why not just do it because it doesn't make any sense? So my wife will get up around 6:30. She'll go to work around 8, and maybe I'll do another absurd act and just show you the books I got for my birthday money. So until next time, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for the comments. And till the next time, bye.